Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. We are going to be budgeting January's monthly budget for 2026. So if that is something that you're interested in, stay tuned. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. My name is Janelle. I'm a wife and a mother of two in the newborn trenches. And on here, I do all things cashless budgeting. And for 2026, I will be sharing with you guys all things mom life, budgeting for a family, and all of those good things. So stay tuned for that. I will be working out of the Budget Mom's Budget by Paycheck workbook. This was the one that she released back in 2025, or well, we're still in 2025, but earlier on, like in October in 2025, and I did a smaller version this time. In 2025, I was working out of the bigger one, but I used to work out of my, what is that, Happy Planner, and I just like something smaller. A little bit smaller, but not too small. So I went with this. Before we get into anything, I do just want to share with you guys my why of why I'm budgeting, because I want to just keep this as my mantra. And the reason I'm budgeting is for peace. And peace is knowing that my bills are covered. Peace is knowing that my kids are taken care of. And peace is knowing that I don't have to live in consistent survival mode. I want my money to support my life, not control it. Y'all, so I'm going to always tell myself this each month as I go into my budgeting season. So we are going to be starting off with our January dashboard. I've already put down the things because, like I said earlier, I have a newborn and I'm on go. So I have to make sure some things are done just in case. I got these stickers because I think I'm going to go back to stickers for a little bit. I don't know, but I'm not going out of hand. It's just for the dashboard and the meal plan, so they're not super expensive. But this is from Pure Mint Paper. And so I just got these three. So I have some stickers I'm going to lay down with you guys. And the first ones that I'm going to do is, because some of them say payday and then some of them say bill due. So my husband gets paid, let me see, yeah, here we go. My husband gets paid weekly and I get paid bi-weekly. However, I am on maternity leave right now, and so I am not looking at a paycheck. I did get paid from my job. Does that say payday? Okay, y'all. But it wasn't for my whole maternity leave. And so for the remainder of this month, or for just January, I won't get a paycheck. However, I did get enough to cover January. And so, and we save money as well too, so I'm not worried. But what am I saying here? But this month is a 5 paycheck month for my husband. So he will get 5 checks. So that is where we are with paydays. And I'm just over here trying to be cute with y'all and do this. But this is how I would do it, because these would be the 2 days that I got paid if I was getting paid and transferring money into the account. So that is what we have going on here. And then we are going to focus on where these bills are going to be paid. So the first of the month is kind of bill happy. So I kind of move some of the things around. And then also a lot of my bills are auto debited. So my first bill is the mortgage. Yes, it is due on the 1st, but I always just pay it on the 8th to give my budget some room. But because we're going to be starting off with a large amount of money, I'll be able to pretty much pay everything between the 1st and the 2nd, but just for future references. Next is going to be, and this I pay myself. Next is going to be our security system, which is ADT. and that is automatically deducted, and it comes off of our household credit card. Next is going to be electric. Now I have a category called utilities. It's a variable expense, and I just put like an allotted amount of money in there, and my electric, utilities, and natural gas come out of that account. So you won't see me budgeting specifically for those individual ones, but I will on here just so I can see how much I'm actually paying. We have YouTube TV that is due on the 3rd, and that is automatically debited or taken out on our household credit card. Our electric comes out of our Ally spending account bucket. Daycare is automatically deducted, and I just put them on the 1st because I don't know, it doesn't really have like a specific day, but it's normally within like the 1st through like the 4th, I guess, just depending on what day the 1st falls on. Next is going to be utilities, which is our trash, sewer, and water and exorbitant tax fees. That is automatically debited on the 10th. That comes out of our utilities account. We have our only debt, well, outside of our mortgage, our only debt, which is our loan, and it is due on the 27th. We have our natural gas that comes out of our utilities account. That comes out on the 2nd this month. We have our internet that comes out on the 25th. So we'll put the 25th down here. And then we have 2 bills that are like a seasonal bill. So we have my car insurance that is due on the 27th. However, this is probably going to change because I am changing our car insurance and our homeowners insurance to save some money, which I should be saving about $500 for my car insurance, and then about $600 on homeowners insurance. So I'm taking the savings where I can, and we'll come back to it if we need to. And then we have our HOA. We have until the 31st to pay for it, so I'm just gonna put it here. Now these seasonal things, they come out of our sinking funds, so they won't be physically in our budget, but I have it on here to know that I need to pay for them. So this is what the dashboard looks like, and I don't have anything else that I need to add on here. I'm not doing too much. And then next we're going to go through my important dates. So we have a doctor's appointment for baby Ava on the 2nd, and then Big Girl has her doctor's appointment on the 19th. And y'all, Big Girl is turning 4 years old, y'all. Like, where has the time gone? On the 18th. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. So those are the dates that I know I need to keep up with. Next is going to be prepping back for work because I will go back to work at the end of the month. That may or may not change. I may start at the beginning of February, but we'll see because I have to talk to my boss to see if she's okay with that. Next, I want to bulk buy. So I am hoping that the first week in January, we'll be able to go to Sam's Club. I've been cleaning out my pantry and our fridge and freezer. Sorry, y'all. I guess the sun is starting to come out. To clean out so that we can get back to healthier eating habits. Now that I'm not pregnant, I would just like to slowly get back into starting my health journey, which y'all can see here. And it's about eating well and slowly starting getting back to exercising, sleeping, taking my vitamins, peace, mental health, all of the things. So we're going to be doing that bulk buy. And then just a note for me and hubby, as we're slowly getting out of the football season, kind of, racing season is gearing up. So racing season technically starts in January with the 24 hours of Daytona. So we are going to be excited about that and make sure our schedules are clear so we can watch the race. Okay, so those are the things that I have for my notes. And then financial goals is I want to try and get some extra money towards our debt. Now, I do just want to point something out here. Where is my book? So for this loan that we have, and let me see if I can find it first. My goal is to, and I'm going to show y'all here, is it tells you whenever you make your payment how much money, hey big girl, how much money is going to go, like how much, like whatever your payment is, how much money goes towards interest, and then how much money goes towards the principal. So this would be the money that's going to the principal. This is the extra $17 that I was originally paying, and then what the interest charge was. Yeah, daddy's sleeping, big girl. Mommy's doing her video. Can you hang out in the living room until I'm done, please? Thank you, sweetie. And then my extra debt is whatever the interest rate is for that month. So if that makes sense, I'm trying to pay the additional money that I would pay each month would be whatever the interest rate that was charged. Now, this can technically change because I would say once I've gotten 3-4 months into this, more money is going to go towards the principal because it's basing it off of me not paying any extra money. So I kind of had this written down because this was kind of what I was looking at. And I'm like, I need to force myself to find the money to, you know, get that payment. The most I would pay is $182 in like extra payments. Because if I can find money to pay back credit cards for buying food or other stuff, I can find the money to put towards this debt, which would help me meet almost my goal of getting to under double digits. And so that's kind of my thought process. So that's something that I will talk to y'all more about in my debt update for January, December type deal. So that is what we have here. And then I've already went through and I have budgeted out everything for our paycheck trackers. So because we are a month ahead, I no longer do like a typical paycheck to paycheck budget because we're not living paycheck to paycheck in a sense. So this is just a tracker. And what it is that I put whatever I need to spend or what's coming out in those weeks, and then I'm just tracking to make sure those things happen, that the income that was supposed to can't come in came in, and those things of that sort. And that's just what's going on here. And then we have my spending account here where I write everything that we have spent on a weekly basis. And then I have our tracker here where I track weekly what was spent in these categories, because this is what what my spending account covers is our groceries, gas, household, and spending. And I like to see what I'm spending on a weekly basis out of those categories. Then we have my sinking funds and savings tracker. And then any money that I spend out of our sinking funds, I put it in here, but I also put it in our sinking funds binder as well. And then this is our operating account where all of the money comes out of our main household account and then goes elsewhere and all of that fun stuff. And then we have my January monthly category breakdown. Now, y'all will see this for December, but this is something that I'm going to start doing starting in January, where I'm going to be, this part is like the actual household budget. So what was the income that was budgeted and then what was spent for these categories. And then down here, this is more of like, let's say I put $800 in our spending account. The goal would be maybe only spend $400 in groceries, $100 in gas, you know, and so forth. What I would like to spend in these categories for my spending accounts, and then what I actually spent. But on a whole, and then sinking funds and savings would just be what I've spent for those months, because I want to be able to kind of keep up with, what I'm spending in those categories as well. So I have that. And then this is my meal plan. I have not thought of what I want to cook just yet because I'm still going through my bulk buy and what we're going to be planning on eating. So this will get filled out a little bit later, but this is my monthly budget for my not for my happy planner, for my paycheck budget by paycheck workbook. Now we're going to head over to my Excel spreadsheet and go through all of the numbers. So we are in our 2026 spreadsheet, and this is what I'm going to be using for the year of 2026. This is not my spreadsheet. I cannot remember her name off the top of my head, but I will add a link to her name in the description box below if you guys are interested in her worksheet. Now, I don't know of her having like an actual shop or anything like that. When she originally started her channel, this was for free, but I think she is currently selling it. And her name is the Kronson Family Coast FI. So I'll remember to put that in there, but that is where this spreadsheet comes from, y'all. It is not my spreadsheet. So now we're going to go through the numbers, and these numbers are coming from my annual budget. What I'm planning on doing this year is following my annual budget for the budget. And then we'll talk about what I will need to do or how I'm going to spend the money to make it work if things are looking different from what was budgeted. And this will just really help me see, like, okay, this is what I thought my year should look like, but then this is what it actually looked like. Or this is what I thought my month should look like, but this is what it actually looked like. Instead of actually changing the month prior to the month actually happening. Because for me, sometimes I am getting a little ahead of myself and wanting to do too much when I don't need to do too much, okay? And while I'm in here, I actually need to go and fix this because this is not savings. So it says variable spending here. So why does it not have it for January? Does it have it for... Nope. Okay, well, let me go ahead and fix it here. So that is what I'm going to be doing, and then go from there. So we're going to see how that works. So for the month of January, income one, we're projecting $2,750. Second income $3,500, and then our rollover, which was just money that I've saved up from 2025, and then extra money that I saved for maternity leave and stuff like that, is $7,600. So we're going to be working with $13,850. Keep in mind, this money is going to be rolling over each month because the money that we're going to be bringing in will not be enough to cover our monthly expenses. And this is why I set up like my maternity leave this way, so that everything is able to be paid out each month on time without any issues. And based on my annual budget, we are only like, I think it was maybe like $1,500 or $1,600 like deficit in terms of it covering our bills for the entire. So yeah, 1587.76 is what more we need to save to be able to have all of our bills covered for the entire year. Okay, so now we're going to get on into the numbers. So we're first going to start off with our mortgage. Our mortgage will not change until, I believe, April. So this is what it's going to be for the next couple of months. Our loan, which is our final debt, like consumer debt, is going to be $433. I used to pay $450, but because I'm trying to be a little bit more strategic, I am paying what is actually like the amount that's owed so that I could pay that at the top of the month, and then anything else I can put it straight towards principal, and then I know that it's coming down. So for our debt, we're looking at 24, 23, 38. Now down to our fixed expenses. We have our ADT, which is 6050. We haven't gotten any notices that this was going up. Our daycare for January is 1219.50. Although I know this is going to be different because if I do start work at the end of January, we're gonna have to pay for a week of daycare for baby Ava. So that may change. Next is going to be investments, and we're going to be budgeting $50 because $36 is going to be able to cover the monthly subscription for Acorns, and then I think the rest of it is like 20 something dollars. Is it? Let me do the math. Minus 36, so $14 would be money that's just going towards our Acorns investment account. And really quickly, y'all, this is not like our brokerage or something big. It's just I wanted to be able to have another account for us. Both me and my husband both have our separate IRAs and IRAs and 401ks. The deal was I wasn't really ready for us to open up like an actual brokerage account just yet. So I reopened my Acorns account, and this is how we are saving money. I don't have to think about it, and it makes my life so simple. And then next is going to be our YouTube TV, which is 106.35. So for our fixed expenses, we're looking at 1436.35. Okay. Now we're on to our variable expenses, where this is where all of the fun stuff happen. So later on, once I close out December's budget, I'll be able to put in all of our current numbers for our variable spending and for our sinking funds. After January, they will automatically update for the next months. For spending, we are budgeting $950, and this is because I do want to bulk buy for January to get ourselves started and then pace ourselves throughout the rest of the year. Utilities, I'm budgeting $250. And like I said, I'm just putting money into this utilities account, and then the utilities amounts will just automatically come out. I am looking at the utilities, and I think that I'm going to need to be budgeting a tad bit more just to make sure that I'm still keeping a nice buffer, because right now they're pretty low and they're still about $350 altogether for our utilities. So if I'm budgeting less than that, that's not going to help me. But we will see. I will not panic for January because we are okay. Our internet is $100, and I have internet in this variable spending because at some point in my head, the goal was to maybe get a couple of months ahead in internet, and then I could save that $100 to go towards something else. Same thing with utilities, is to try to build this up so that I don't have to take a huge chunk of money out of our like operating account to be able to fund these accounts. So that's kind of what my thought process is. And then I did add a babysitter to this because we're going to be needing a babysitter. And I did not budget anything this month for a babysitter, but this money will function the same as the rest of our variable expenses. I'm just saving up money in there until I need it. And the babysitter that we decided to go with, she only accepts cash, so I'll need to make sure that I know in advance when we're gonna need a babysitter so I could transfer the money out of the account to be able to get it from a bank that's in our area. So for our variable spending, we are looking at $1,300. Now on to our car maintenance. To our sinking funds, y'all. So for sinking funds, I had car maintenance budgeted at $10. I want to say we're like good right now. We don't have anything that we need to do. However, in January, I would like to go and get my car washed and detailed. So I think we should have enough money for that. And then I'm thinking a month ahead in February, my husband has his car tags that we need to cover, but $10 should be okay. Next is going to be clothes. We're going to be putting in $9. I don't see us doing much over the next 2 months with clothes. Next is going to be family, and we're going to be putting $25 into here. We do have 2 trips that we are planning for in the month of March, so we will see how that goes because yeah, the goal is to make memories with our kids this year, and yeah, and it doesn't have to be big, but I do want to make sure that I'm getting up and being active. And this is also a part of me being more healthy because I think sometimes I'm just like, I'm just going to lay in bed because I'm tired. And sometimes I'm not really like tired. Sometimes I'm just like mentally tired, but I need to get my body and my head on one accord. Next is going to be health. We are budgeting $35 for this month. We do have some money in there. This is just to add in there because we do have 2 doctor's appointments. And I do need to reschedule my dentist appointment. Although I don't think there is like a copay for that because that's like free dental whatever. So I need to remember to do that as well as change over my homeowners and car insurance. Next is going to be holiday. We're going to be putting $6 into here. I know this is probably going to need more money because baby girl's birthday is this month and there's not much money in the holiday. It's holiday and gifts, and holidays cover birthdays as well too. And then my husband's birthday is next month, so we have just been digging into that holiday fund. So we will see. I still need to fully figure out all of the things that we plan to do. I wasn't going to have a party for her or anything like that. But then now I'm like, oh my gosh, she has a couple of friends she can invite over, get them a little bouncy house, and just let them play all day. But then that's going to make me then want to go and get cute little foods and little gift bags, all the things, y'all. So I'm trying to stay away. I'm trying to stay away. Next is going to be home maintenance, which is $27 that we're putting aside for home maintenance. We do need to bulk this up because by March, April, I know we're going to be doing all the things, pest control, getting our plants and things ready for spring, and just all of the things. Actually, I'm also going to be getting an organizer. I've already spoken to her to help me organize my house in the month of January. And y'all haven't seen this because I've been paying for it, but we've been getting our house cleaned, and I'm changing our cleaners, and I'm saving a good amount of money doing that. And she also organizes. So this is finally going to get me to the point, or get me to what I've been trying to do for like the last 2 years, which is declutter and get our house to be meaningful, because this is the year where baby Ava starts to grow up. We're going to have that whole room upstairs being shared not by one person but 2 people now. We're going to be getting baby Ava's room together because that used to be the guest room. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to need money in home maintenance. Next is going to be kids. We're putting $75 into here. This money will be able to cover baby girl's hair. She's going to get it braided closer to when I get back to work because I know I'm not doing any hair. And I'm not too worried because y'all, I still have so much money from baby Ava's baby shower to cover um, baby formula and like diapers and wipes if we need any, because I know we're going to go through them probably a little bit faster once we go to daycare because we've been going through them now. But I'll do kind of a bulk buy and go in the actual store to buy those, because let me tell y'all, buying stuff online and having it delivered, I've realized going in the store is a little bit better. And I could have always told you that, but when you can't get out, it's your only hope. Pet is going to get $3. We have subscriptions at 20, and I'm excited about saving some money in our subscriptions by switching over my car insurance. We have vacation, and I'm putting $5 into there. And then for my savings, let me see, let me add it all up. We are looking at $60 going into our savings, and our savings covers our emergency fund, our rainy day fund, our home projects, moving, and then our two kids' savings accounts. Okay, and so this is what our budget looks like for the month of January. We will be rolling over potentially $8,415.27 to February. So stay tuned, you guys. I'm going to be continuing to do our weekly check-ins and then our monthly closeout, and y'all can see how January 2026 went for us. So if you're looking for real life budgeting, this is it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.